Welcome back. So, by now you may or may not, now, probably not, have seen the new vehicle that was to replace this, but then I came across a screaming deal. Well, not really a screaming deal, but a decent deal on a motor and trans. So I have just got finished putting said motor and trans in the old shop truck here. And I got a new filter, new oil filter, new oil, new trans fluid. This freaking thing has fought me. Here's the old motor and trans. That trans is actually a Jasper reman. So the reason why it doesn't have an intake on it, because I had to swap the intake because there is an extra port on the new intake. I don't know why, but also I had to swap the fuel rails and fuel injectors over because the fuel rail is a return style on this one and a non-return on this one. I had to swap the dipsticks out because I guess when it was pulled or whatever, it got a kink and I was unable to get the kink out. So, and then it broke off at the top of the oil pan, had to go through all that spiel. So I have been at this all week. 4 days. This is my fourth day. I go back to work tomorrow, my normal job tomorrow. But I also have a seat I'm supposed to be doing. So, and this motor also did not have, like, I had to swap the AC compressor over, the alternator over, the power steering pump. This is their power steering pump, so we'll see how that works out. The map sensor on the other one was broken. I guess, like I said, from them pulling it. And so I'm going to make an attempt to start this and see if it blows up or not. I do believe my battery is dead. So after I charge, pick it back up. Alright, after two and a half days of diagnosing maybe, I was finally able to get the truck to start. She fires up, she does her thing, she moves forward, she moves backwards. I haven't taken it for a test drive because I can't get the hood on, because this was my problem why I couldn't start the freaking thing. The battery was dead. And I kept putting it on the charge, but it just didn't have enough amperage in it to push the spark, I'm guessing. And like, because the truck kept trying to start, but it wouldn't. And so basically, I robbed the battery out of the V8 Subaru for now, but I can't run with this. It's too tall. It'll arc out on the hood. But so in my state, I have to the end of the month, even though technically the temp tags are expiring, given the Corona pandemic. So next thing, I'm gonna get a battery, make a phone call. I got a guy that scraps cars and might have one. So I think I can trade in the old battery and the old catalytic converter and maybe get one in trade. So I do have new shocks and struts just in case it doesn't go through state inspection. The guy I take my vehicle inspections to, I've known for quite some time. And he knows I take care of my vehicles. It's not like it's a big ordeal. He may or may not fail me due to the shocks. I think only one of them is actually bad. But the thing's got new brakes on it all the way around. It's got new wheel bearings. It's like The tires, I believe, are good. So I got 2 lights that are questionable. Well, I got 1 tail light that's out and marker light. And one of these marker lights here is not amber, which I believe is required. But the other one is. So they might, technicality, let me go on that. But other than that, it moves forward, it moves back. And so I still have to make up my mind whether I'm going to lower the front a little more or raise the back a little bit. Or just let her eat. So I still got to do the seats and this and everything, you know, get this thing up to par to be a quote unquote shop truck. You know, when I roll up somewhere, I got to be presentable. So the outside of the truck's looking pretty good. Now I got to get the upholstery itself, given the fact that that's mainly what my shop is doing for business lately. So, and I gotta mount the cap properly instead of just some clamps. So, but I'm gonna take it to get it inspected Monday. Today's Saturday. And I have purchased another vehicle for the shop, whether it be this replacement down the line, or it's just a second addition to the fleet. And so stay tuned for that. Go down and like and subscribe and leave a comment. And you know, just what's up, thumbs up, whatever. Just something to help out the algorithm here, folks. So check out on the next installment to see the new goofy ride we're gonna be decking out over some getting it roadworthy. It's been sitting for quite some time, so I've already got mad hours into working on it, and I didn't film none of it because I don't like being in a driveway, and this was in here. Surprise, surprise, I'm still working on this Colorado. It is now Maryland State inspected through massive quantities of money and everything else. So the guy goes like, "Yeah, you gotta fix everything on this sheet that's highlighted," and the entire sheet was highlighted. Thankfully, some of it was actually doubles. And I stayed up all night working on it the one night and took it back and spent a bunch of money because I had to buy tires and a windshield and get the windshield chip fixed. So I didn't actually buy a windshield. I probably will at some point, but the tail lights are messed up, and I don't know how I didn't notice that when I put new tail lights in it. So, but anyway, it's good to go now. It's inspected. The radio, I'm having issues. I got an aftermarket one that I put in it from a junkyard because it just came with the mounting kit plus the radio, the wire and harness kit, and the factory radio didn't work. Like, it didn't power up, it didn't do anything. So upon further investigation, the vehicle side of the harness doesn't have a power wire in it. Like, it has a constant power, but not the switch to power like you would normally need. So I've hunted one down into the dash and wired it up last night, and the radio now works. It didn't have an antenna because I broke it off when I went to paint the truck, which I just freaking welded it back on because whatever. It's a fix I'll readdress at a later date. But only one speaker works in the passenger door, and it's bunk, but it has some noise. So I actually bought a set of speakers for my Scion, my daily driver, like a year and a half ago, I guess, when I bought the daggone thing. So these are 6.5s. I got them on sale or clearance or something at Best Buy. So they're kickers. So here we are. We're just going to throw some door speakers in this thing for today. And try to hunt down a trailer. We had a change of plans with the International. So something I'm actually a little more excited about. My original plan is coming to fruition, as it were. So that'll be readdressed maybe later. So I'm going to get to put these in.